Hello, everybody. This is Steve Clemens, Vice President of Life Markets at URL Insurance Group. Thank you for joining us today. And we are going to cover a few new things for life insurance and life markets here at URL in 2017. And I appreciate you all being on the presentation this morning. Before I get started, I want to make you aware we'll be putting a couple poll questions up during the presentation, so please answer those as they pop up on your screen in regards to what we're going over today so we can better serve you. And then secondly, in the presentation, we also have some handouts that are on the toolbar menu that you'll be able to get some PDF copies of some different information that we're providing today. So with that being said, let's get the presentation started. So what we're going to cover today is some life industry trends we have seen over the last year or so in terms of sales and what we see here at URL and where we see some increases in different types of sales activity. So new carriers to URL, our lead program, some marketing tools, our Gemini partner program, some bonuses for 2017, trips and retreats, and upcoming trainings. So before we do that, I wanted to, for those of you who are not that familiar with URL and our Life Markets team, I wanted to introduce you to my team here. You'll see my smiling face up here and my marketing sales support team with Matt, Alina, and Joey Fry. And then on case management, so when you put a piece of business in, your case manager will be Rosemary Evans or Rachel Cook. And then our licensing director for the life department here at URL is Judy Warner. Matt came to us from Zurich Kemper Life years ago in Chicago, and he was an underwriting specialist there before he made the jump to brokerage about 12 years ago and been working in a marketing capacity since. So he has a great awareness of marketing, underwriting support, and case design work while he's been here at URL and also in his previous position at Zurich Kemper Life Insurance Company. Joey Fry came to us about 1.5 years ago. He was with Nationwide as a property and casualty agent, then made the jump to brokerage services with another organization and worked doing case design work and underwriting support for a couple years there before coming to URL about 18 months ago. So we've been very happy to have Joey on our team, and Joey does a fantastic job of getting the quotes you need in a very timely and efficient manner. And then case managers are broken up by your last name. So for brokers with the last name of that starts with between A and L, you'll work with Rosemary Evans, who's been with URL over 17 years in case management, and Rachel handles last names letters M through Z, and she's been with us a little over 10 years here at URL. And Judy is our first employee and has been with URL for over 30 years. So we have a great team to help you with your life markets business. And just quickly to show you kind of the average sales cycle of how most brokers work with URL. Obviously, you're going to meet with your client here, have that client meeting. You're going to reach out to URL for sales support, quoting, case design work, advanced marketing support, impaired risk, and then we kind of take over here. Matt and Joey will be that front-end support for you. They'll also provide you with any supplies, marketing, product education, onboarding support as well. They'll get you that information so when you meet with your client again, you can solidify the deal through a paper app or e-application, and there you are making that sale. You send that into URL electronically via paper, fax, however you're getting that to us, and then our case management support team, Rosemary and Rachel, will take over from there and watch that case from the time it's submitted to the time it's issued. And then obviously you can deliver the policy back to your client. So that's kind of the average sales cycle here at URL. Partner life companies, we have quite a few partner life companies that will service you and your client base for many different types of products and services, from high-end UL participating whole life down to simplified issue, guarantee issue, final expense coverages. I highlighted 3 carriers in red here that we're going to cover a little later. They're newer carriers here at URL with MassMutual, Nationwide, and SBLI. So before we go into that, I'd like to cover a couple trends that we've seen in the new year and in 2016 of what we've seen in increased sales here at URL. One of those has been the participating dividend-paying whole life coverages. You know, the last few years have been very popular with index universal life sales, and we've done quite a bit of that for cash accumulation. But we have seen the par whole life sale increasing as well, where clients want that cash growth but maybe a little bit more security. Simplified underwriting, people wanting to get something in and out very quickly. The return of premium product has been a product that's been out there for a number of years but has made a big comeback over the last year or so. And then certainly long-term care riders has been another area that we've seen some significant growth in sales in 2016, kind of moving into the new year. So starting with par whole life, I'm going to look real quickly at a case here for a 40-year-old male preferred non-nicotine, and this is kind of the case we see a lot of this kind of coming in on. Now we can do these par whole lives with American National, Surety, Foresters, MassMutual, MetLife. This is a MassMutual illustration, and it's just solving with a $10,000 20 pay premium and then taking distributions on the back end as a retirement supplement. So as you see here through this illustration, you're going to see the premium going for 20 years of $10,000. You're going to see a strong guaranteed cash value. You're also going to see an increasing life insurance benefit and a strong cash value based on the paid-up additions and the dividends that MassMutual pays. Now, they've been around since the 1860s, paying a dividend every year, so they have a strong history of dividend payments. Although they're not guaranteed, there's a history of 150 years of paying dividends. So then we're kind of snapshotting to the next page here and taking a quick peek at distributions starting at age 62. So what was run here was starting a distribution at age 62 of a little over $15,000 a year through age 90. So again, a nice way to look at retirement supplement, building a strong death benefit, and building strong cash value for the flexibility that clients want through whether it's retirement planning, planning for college for their kids, or just having another nest egg in another area with some accumulation and growth. So again, we've seen a strong amount of these policies coming in through the year, as well as Index UL, but we've seen a resurgence of the par whole life coming back into play. And if that's something you ever needed to see an illustration, Matt and Joey here at URL, myself, can assist you with those type of illustrations. Another life trend we've seen is simplified underwriting. We'll cover this a little bit later in the presentation, but at URL we have 20+ carriers that have a simplified issue underwriting platform, whether it be for the final expense market, guarantee issue market, a simplified issue term, and simplified issue universal life and whole life products. And we have a list of carriers there at the bottom of the screen that do a simplified issue type product. And the other life trend where we've seen quite a bit of activity is life insurance with a long-term care rider or a chronic illness accelerated death benefit rider, where we can see linking those two benefits together, whether it's a single premium continuous pay or a shortened pay period. This has been the biggest trend in permanent life insurance, and in some cases we have term life with these type of benefits on there. So Adding them to the policy in some cases as a rider. Other carriers offer it as a just built into the product itself. But we've seen a huge amount of interest and quotes and applications with the long-term care rider. With the uncertainty of standalone long-term care, with carriers exiting the business, we're certainly quoting long-term care, but we're doing a lot of quoting with the long-term care rider. So here's a snapshot of a 55-year-old female, standard non-nicotine rate, not super preferred rate or preferred, just a standard rate here, with a $200,000 death benefit. Now this, with the rates below, they're going to have generally a $4,000 monthly chronic illness accelerated benefit or a long-term care rider on that. And these are products with an age 100 guarantee, kind of unless noted. So as you can see here, kind of highlighting at the top in terms of price, the North American products, the custom guarantee, universal life, and the guarantee builder. Both of these are paid to 100, guaranteed to 120. Now their chronic illness accelerated benefit rider is built into the policy, and it's 24% of the initial death benefit each year. So breaking that out monthly, it's about a $4,000 monthly benefit. Protective is right behind them in terms of price. It is a standalone rider, so there's a little bit of difference there between that and North American, where it's built in and the way it's distributed. United of Omaha as well, right there in terms of pricing, AIG, Nationwide. Now Nationwide, I should note, would be the first here that is a true long-term care rider. The first options listed here are chronic illness accelerated death benefits. And then John Hancock would also be a long-term care rider. Now the John Hancock does not offer the full lifetime guarantee as Nationwide does, if that's important to you and important to your clients. But that gives you an idea. If you're quoting permanent life insurance, it's something certainly to add to the quote. It doesn't add a lot of premium. And then companies like North American, where it's built in, it's already there. You should start talking about it and those additional benefits, because clients love to hear that type of benefit. So certainly something we can quote, provide more information on the life with chronic illness or long-term care riders. And return of premium, that is a trend that has been increasing quite rapidly over 2016, and we've seen agents who are just quoting return of premium with their traditional term or permanent quotes, making larger sales in the middle market. So here's another sample, a 40-year-old male needing $250,000 for 25 years, basically looking for additional income replacement coverage and mortgage protection. And this is actually a snapshot of a PDF that is part of the handout here. It's called Understanding Your Life Insurance Options. There's 5 handouts on your screen. And this is something that is fantastic to use with clients, just to give them a little life insurance 101, a little education on life insurance. What types of life insurance are available? So it's a nice, easy one-page sheet that kind of explains term life with return of premium, universal life, and whole life. So this piece here through Cincinnati Life, if you look at this 40-year-old male at $250,000, if we were to run a quote on URL's quote engine for term, premium would be at a preferred rate at $34 a month for 25-year coverage. So obviously, if we're going to go to the return of premium plan, it's going to be a little higher in terms of price. So when we do that, you're going to see a price of $86 a month for a 25-year return of premium benefit. So then we go to universal life insurance, and again, that's going to be a little bit higher. So a guaranteed universal life product is going to cost $142 a month for GUL, $250,000. Now, obviously, then we go to whole life. Now, at whole life, we're not only guaranteeing death benefit, but guaranteeing a cash value. And this premium is going to be higher, obviously, than the GUL at $239 a month. Now, that's on a non-par whole life. If we were quoting a participating whole life, paying dividends and growing the death benefit, then that would be a little bit higher than that. So when we tell the clients about the different types of life insurance, go through the value of each of these, the term all the way on the left-hand side shows very little value, just shows protection without anything in return. So when we go through this approach, we generally see a lot of clients gravitating to the return of premium product. It's not quite as high as the permanent in terms of pricing, and they're still getting some value out of the coverage. So let's take a quick peek at a illustration here. All right, so the we're looking at this $85.80 premium for $250,000. If you notice, at the end of the 25-year term, the clients obviously get 100% of their premiums back, which is $25,740. Whenever we quote return of premium, I always like to quote the illustration and not just a spreadsheet from the website, because the spreadsheet from the website is not going to give you the cash value percentages. What you're going to get with the illustration. It's not going to show you the paid up insurance each year if they stop their premiums. So again, with return of premium term, they get the option of their money back. They get the option of a paid up policy. So if they don't want their money back, they can take a paid up policy. Let's say they've kept their policy through 25 years. That would be a $52,000 death benefit guaranteed through age 99 without another premium going into the policy. And they can also convert their coverage with the Cincinnati policy, and they can convert and use the cash accumulation that they've accrued in the return of premium to offset the cost of conversion. So what's nice about that is if a client were just to look at paying a premium for a new policy, it would be much higher. But when you add that lump sum in, and we look at using the same premium, converting the death benefit, solving for same premium and a lump sum death and a lump sum return of premium going in, it's going to provide a $103,832 death benefit. So again, converting the term, but the client is comfortable with paying that $85.80 again monthly. We're going to roll the money over, and it's going to provide $103,000 and some odd change of death benefit. Now, if they were going to want around that same death benefit, but not rolling over that lump sum and just starting over from scratch, our best rate right now is with Protective Life for an age 100 guarantee at $188.52. See that right there. Now, with Cincinnati, the GUL would be almost $225 a month. Again, no rollover, just starting from scratch. And this is assuming now that the client's 65 years old and still a preferred risk. We're talking 25 years later and assuming he's still the same rate class as he was when he was 25 years younger. Now, with the rollover, it would only be $85.80. So again, saving up to $100 a month by utilizing that return of premium strategy. All right. So, new underwriting that we have available with some of our carriers here. Pretty excited about this with Foresters and with Legal & General, Banner Life. With Foresters, we've had a non-medical underwriting for term, for universal life, and par whole life up to $250,000. Well, now they've expanded that up to $400,000 of no blood, no urine, no paramed underwriting. What is nice about the Foresters program, it is simplified underwritten, so it does take a lot more risk. So clients who are a little heavy, might have type 2 diabetes, have a couple little health concerns, can still get a standard rate, simplified underwritten on term, par whole life, and universal life through Foresters. They have a simplified and accelerated process for underwriting. You can do a point of sale phone interview, and the client would get an underwriting decision in less than 10 minutes. So the traditional application process would be paper app, send it into the home office, and usually about 2 to 4 day underwriting. If they go through the phone interview process, they can get an underwriting decision in about 10 minutes. And they now have an online app as well as their paper app, which is very convenient. So very excited about that. The term is only available on 20, 25, and 30-year level term plans. They do not offer the 10 and the 15-year term for non-med underwriting. And with Banner Life, we have a new program called AppCelerate. Now, some of you may be familiar with Banner's App Assist short form paper or online application. If you use App Assist, it is roughly a 2-page paper application or a very quick online application. You complete basic information on your client. The home office calls your client, does a phone interview. They do the phone interview based on that information collected, based on a prescription drug, database check, MIB. If your client is between ages 20 and 50 and the coverage is between $100,000 and $500,000, and they would qualify otherwise for Preferred Plus, Preferred, or Standard Plus, they can get issued without a medical exam. Banner will let us know within a matter of 24 hours or so if the policy is going to be issued without a paramed exam. And then with their e-delivery system, the policy can be e-delivered in a matter of a day or two. So it's a very cool process. There's nothing you have to do to utilize that. It's just part of the system for clients ages 20 to 50, 100,000 to $500,000. If they fit those standards after the phone call, Banner will automatically issue the policy without blood urine paramed. Very nice program. And AppCelerate, we've seen it go through now on a number of cases, and it's been working very well. So some new companies here at URL. We, like I mentioned before, we've been working with MassMutual over the course of 2016. Nationwide is a new company that we've been offering now for term and UL and index UL in the last couple months. And SBLI is a brand new company we just brought on board this month. So MassMutual, we really brought on MassMutual for their participating dividend-paying whole life policies. Whole life paid to 100, paid to 65, a 20 pay, a 10 pay. They have a high early cash value product that's payable through age 85. And they also have a linked benefit plan called Care Choice 1, which is a single premium whole life with long-term care rider. All of the above here listed also have long-term care riders available. So if you wanted to add a long-term care monthly rider on the whole life 100, 20 pay, 10 pay, you can certainly do that. So Nationwide. Nationwide, obviously, full-service carrier for term, universal, index universal, even a whole life portfolio and single premium with LTC benefit. So we've seen the guaranteed UL with long-term care rider has been one of the products that we've seen the most interest in. Very competitively priced for GUL with a true long-term care rider has been very attractive. And then obviously having a nice portfolio of indexed products, 4 indexed products available, including a guaranteed indexed option. And obviously the long-term care rider has been a big success with the Nationwide brand. Now SBLI, SBLI is we've primarily brought on for term, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year level term. What makes them unique in the marketplace is ages 18 to 60, $100,000 to $500,000. They are underwriting it with a simplified application, simple app process, paper or online, but without a paramed exam. So again, just MIB, script check, MVR, and they're going to make an underwriting decision. If they feel, you can see there's 2 paths it's going to follow. If it goes through the program, they're going to, and everything looks good, it's going to be immediate approval, sent to issue. If they need additional underwriting information, they're not going to request blood urine paramed, but they're going to order an APS. So it's either instant approval once all the underwriting's looked at, and or number 2, they'll order an APS. But they're not going to request a paramed exam from $100,000 to $500,000. So again, simplifying that process for your clients for a small amount of term life insurance. You can take an application by our drop ticket e-app, or a short form paper application is also available. Here's a snapshot of a premium for a 40-year-old male for $500,000. This is a 20 and a 30-year term rate. So as you can see here, your clients can qualify for Preferred Plus through Standard and even rated cases. So the price is going to be competitive with other carriers in the marketplace, except you're not going to have to go through the paramed exam to get the coverage for clients ages 60 and younger up to $500,000. Some marketing tools available at URL. We have a final expense lead program, which we're going to touch on just shortly. On our website, our quote engine is available for term and UL 24/7. Our final expense quote engine is also available 24/7. We have a consumer term quote engine available at a low cost. I believe it's $15 a month. It's also a lead generation system. We're going to be doing some presentations on that in the new year, where you can have your own term quote engine available on your website, on social media. It's a very nice system, and something if your agency is interested in, we can also do a one-on-one presentation on that. E-apps are obviously more prevalent with most every company now, so those are available on the website for the carriers that have those, but more than not have an e-app now available. And we have agent sales materials on our website, as well as marketing materials for any market you're looking at, whether it's buy, sell, key person, income replacement, available on our website. Some short videos, as well as client pieces you can take with your client, and client worksheets you can take with your client. So the final expense lead program, this is available in the new year. We have a direct mail lead program with a fixed cost per lead. So we have defined territories for people who are looking for that marketplace. The leads are at $28 a lead with a 20 lead minimum order monthly. And we can segment the county that you're working in, or counties, and have that blocked off for you for those specific counties. We have targeted demographic lead lists, which start at $75 per 1,000, where we can get a segmented group of names, addresses, phone numbers for the target demographic you're looking for the prospects you need. And we have telemarketed leads in final expense at a 10 lead minimum order, and those leads range, depending on the amount you're ordering, between $12 and $19 per lead. And our final expense lead program is very simple. We have a free lead program and a subsidized lead program. So the free lead program is available for agents who do a $5,000 minimum monthly paid annualized premium. And again, they get a defined lead territory, and the leads are exclusive. They're never resold. And compensation on the free program ranges from 70 to 80% first-year commission. Renewal commissions as well, and vested commissions day one. And our subsidized lead program works a little differently. That's a higher compensation, can range from 100 to 120% first-year compensation on final expense with renewals and vested commission day one. And we give credits. We give lead credits of $80 per thousand written of paid premium for our Gemini partner program, and a $50 lead credit for every 1,000 paid for non-Gemini agents. Leads, again, are exclusive and never shared. You have a defined lead territory, and no proof of production is required for our subsidized lead program. We also here at URL have a program called Gemini, and what that is, it's a partnering program designed to benefit and reward independent agents and agencies, P&C agencies, banks, wealth management firms, CPAs, law firms, all sorts of agencies, to benefit them by our Gemini partner program. How it works is very simple. If you write business with an insurance company that URL represents, then we ask you to place that business with us. There's no need to place business with companies that URL does not represent. Then there's no expectation for you to place that business with URL. So if it's a company we don't represent, it's not something we are concerned with. The Gemini program is designed and built. If you give us that extra level of partnership with the company that we represent and you write it here at URL, we're going to give an extra level of benefits for that. And part of that is our Gemini guarantee. So if you were to transfer a contract to URL, our Gemini guarantee is you're not going to go backwards in compensation. We're going to match or strive to better that arrangement that you have elsewhere. And if we can't match or better that arrangement, then that would be excluded from the Gemini program. We'd rider that one out so you can continue that relationship elsewhere. The Gemini benefits, we have quarterly bonuses, which I'm going to touch on. We have a group health bonus pool for our group health producers in the Gemini partner program, exclusive lead programs. We have a free E&O program for Gemini producers. We have a Gemini retreat, which I'll also touch on, and other nice benefits through the Gemini partner program. So the Gemini partner bonus for life insurance for the first quarter of 2017 is an app bonus for our traditional markets. It's a $50 per app for apps starting at $600 of annualized premium through just under $1,000. It's $100 per app for 1,000 to just under 2,000, and it's a $200 per app bonus for 2,000 and plus in annualized premium. There is a 5 paid policy minimum in the first quarter to qualify for app bonuses, but not every application of the 5 has to be a minimum of $600. So if you have 5 apps, 2 are $1,000 premiums, 1 is a $2,500 premium, and the other remainders are $300 premiums, those Gemini partners would still qualify for that bonus. We also have a 5% big case bonus for cases of $5,000 in target premium or higher. So obviously an example of an $8,000 premium receives a $400 bonus. With Cincinnati Life, we have what we call our 25 for 25 bonus. We have a $25 Visa gift card to the first 25 submitted and paid Cincinnati Life applications in 2017, and a $100 additional Visa gift card bonus to the top Cincinnati Life producer in the first quarter of 2017. Again, that's a first quarter bonus with a minimum annualized premium for those gift cards of $360 annualized premium. And then lastly, our Gemini retreat. will be May 10th through the 12th for Gemini producers. It'll be at the Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, which is just outside of the D.C. area in Horse Country, Virginia. It's a beautiful golf course, equestrian center. They have a culinary center, spa, obviously, and some really cool things at that resort. So we'll be excited to get down there in May and have a good time and enjoy some fellowship with our Gemini partner agents, as well as doing some training and some fun events. Carrier conventions as well. Many of our carriers have their own conventions, and we highlighted a couple of those here on this screen. Some have not announced their 2017 trip yet, but those who have, we listed that information there for you. Our website, URL insgroup.com. We have a temporary username and password for you for those who do not have access to the website. Under here, under login, you can use the temporary email people in lowercase letters and the temporary password business. That will get you anywhere in the website you want to go to look at quotes, look at some of our different markets and different information, and that will get you into our website if you're currently not active with URL. Also wanted to touch on some upcoming trainings that we're going to be having here in the new year. Our health department is going to be doing a self-funding training on January 10th at 10 a.m. We in the life department are going to be doing some final expense lead program and final expense carrier training January 12th and 26th. That will be at 11:30 Eastern. And we're also at URL doing DOL updates every other week, and those will be upcoming on January 3rd, January 17th, January 20th are the next upcoming training programs for our DOL updates, and that will be at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And again, I'll leave you with our contact information here at URL. So if there is any questions you have on our life department, any quotes you're looking for, we'll be happy to help. You can contact from marketing and sales support. You can contact myself. You can contact Matt or Joey via email or phone, and we'll be happy to help you out with anything you have. And then lastly, I wanted to tell you again, with the handouts that we have on the bar here, we have that information from Cincinnati Life, the Understanding Your Life Insurance Option Sheet we went over briefly. We have our URL Key Contacts PDF, so this will give you a list of all of our key contacts at URL, not only in our life department, but our annuity department, our health plans department, our employee benefits department, our Medicare department. So you can print that off. It's a one-page handy sheet, so you can give us a call or send us an email, and you could put that, you could have that in a handy place. There's some more information on our Gemini Partner Program, which you can print off and take a look at as well, and information on the new SBLI term product that we have available, a one-page sheet on that that you can click and download. And we also have our Flash contracting packet. So if you're not currently licensed with URL, you can click on that Flash packet, print that off, and complete that if you're interested in getting licensed with any carriers at URL. That can also be done online on our website, and that would be something that you could do as well. Any other questions? I see a couple questions maybe on here. I'm going to end the presentation for anyone else who wants to hop off, but if you have any questions, feel free to to ask them, raise your hand or type them in the question box, and I'll be happy to answer those at this time.